Welcome to Free Coding Academy's videos on Python. This is part 4, control structures. So first up, we have to discuss the bool data type. So bool is a data type in Python which has values of either true or false, and they must be capitalized. Next, values of other data types, such as int, float, or string, can be converted to Boolean values. So for instance, true refers to numbers that are not 0, or any strings that are not empty. And so false refers to numbers that are 0 or empty strings. Next, we have some comparison operators. So equal to is represented by two equal signs, and the reason you have two instead of one is because you use one equal sign when you're assigning a value to a variable. Next, not equal to is represented by an exclamation point and then an equal sign. Greater than is just the regular sign for greater than. Less than is just the regular sign for less than. And then greater than or equal to is going to be the sign for greater than and then an equal sign. Less than or equal to is the sign for less than and then an equal sign. Next, we have if statements. So a condition is an expression which has an answer of true or false. So based on conditions, the program will decide what to do. So an if statement contains a condition and a body of code which will be executed if the condition is true. If the condition is false, the code inside the if statement block will not run. So here's an example. This is the general structure of an if statement. So you have if and then some condition, and then this is going to be the code to be executed if the condition is true. So that's going to be located under the if statement and grouped and indented together. The condition can be a single Boolean value, such as true or false, or a Boolean expression which evaluates to true or false. So if it's true, it's going to run. Otherwise, there's going to be other instructions. It's just going to pass on to the next statement. Next, we have an if-else statement. So an if-else statement contains an if statement with a condition. If the condition is true, the code inside the if statement block is executed. And it also contains an else statement. If the condition evaluates to false, then the code inside the else statement is executed. So here's the basic structure of an if-else statement. So if, and then you have the condition. So this is the code to be executed if the condition is true, and then else, the code to be executed if the condition is false. Next up, we have logical operators. So a logical operator compares whether two conditions evaluate to true or false. So the logical AND is only true if both conditions are true, otherwise false. The logical OR evaluates to true if either condition or both conditions are true, and it evaluates to false when both conditions are false. And then the logical NOT changes true or false and false to true, causes it to become the opposite. Next, truth tables can be used to understand how Boolean expressions involving logical operators are evaluated. So this is the operator precedence. So this may overlap with some things we covered before, but it also expands on that. So first we have parentheses, next we have exponents, next we have multiplication, division, floor division, and modulus. Next is addition and subtraction. And next we have the comparison operators, so all of those we just discussed, and then the logical NOT, the logical AND, and then the logical OR. Next up we have nested if-else statements. So this is the general structure of a nested if-else statement. So we have if condition 1 and then a colon, if condition 2 and then a colon, and then inside here will be the code that runs if condition 1 and condition 2 are true. So if condition 1 is true, it's going to enter inside this if statement. And if condition 2 is true, then it's going to run the code inside this particular if statement. However, if condition 2 is not true and it's false, then it's going to continue to this elif condition 3. So elif is an abbreviation for else if. So this is an alternative to this condition right here. So if this is false, then it's going to go over here. So this code is going to run if condition 1 is true, and condition 2 is false, and condition 3 is true. So basically, if this condition 1 is true, it's going to go into here. And if this is false, then it's going to skip over this code and it's going to go here. And if this is true, it's going to run the code that is inside here. So if condition 1 is true, and then condition 2 is false, and condition 3 is false, then it's going to skip over both of these, and then it's going to execute whatever code is inside this else statement right here. So this code runs if condition 1 is true, and both condition 2 and condition 3 are false. So this is an example. So if want to play equals true. So if this variable want to play, if that's equal to true, then if age is less than 5, print you are too young to play the game. If age is greater than 15, print you are too old to play the game. Else print you can play the game as long as you let me win. So here, if this variable is set to true, then it's going to enter inside the if statement, and then it's going to check whether the value of 5 is less, whether the value of age is less than 5, and if so, it's going to print this. If not, it's going to check whether the age is greater than 15. If so, it's going to print this. And if neither of those is true, then it's going to print this right here. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to check out the video for part 5 next.